And good morning, everyone. It's the 23rd of September. It's about 9:45 a.m. I want to take a look at NASDAQ, which I typically don't pay attention to. However, I decided to counter trade a good friend of mine that is in a short on NASDAQ, and I'm in a long, and I want to talk about why I'm in a long. Before I get into any of this, of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. And again, this is always just my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and dive into the chart and see, some reasoning behind why I'm actually bullish right now. Okay, so here is my chart on NASDAQ. Again, I just kind of want to talk about this. A lot of what I do, as you all know, is all based on Elliott wave analysis, and it's got its ups and it's got its downs. It's not always right, not always wrong. So let's just talk about this. And the one thing that we have with, at least with Elliott wave analysis, is you have an ability to know when you're wrong, and that's a key to know when you're wrong, because that's where a lot of people don't get it. So okay, let's just talk about this count here for just a moment. All the way back here down at the lows in March, I can see a nice clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this one, A, B, C expanded flat into the 2, and you see a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into another 1, A, B, C into a 2, and then from here, so we've got a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so we've got lots of nested 1, 2s in here, which is it's a pretty bullish outlook. And y'all have to agree that NASDAQ has been the most bullish out of just about everything else, the way that it recovered and surpassed the highs from early 2020. It has outperformed in big ways. The S&P 500 hasn't come anywhere close. Okay, so we've got this 1, 2, 1, 2. We've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this 3, A, B, C into the 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can see I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the extension in this fifth to complete this fifth to complete this fifth, which completes the third. Okay, that only completes wave 3. So we've got this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We go in for the fifth, which only completes the third. We go down for the 4, and then we go up for the 5, which will complete the fifth. Now, ultimately, I'm not going to talk about the green wave 4, wave 5. What I want to focus on is the cyan wave 5, which completes the green wave 3. Right, so let's talk about that for just a moment here. We are, or we should be, in the middle of a small impulse, right? So we should be in wave 1, right? So off of this low here, take it from down here, right? We've got this low on this 2. What did we have? We had a little impulse into a 1, pull back for a 2. I think we're in a little impulse for a 1, and we're going to come back for wave 2. Then we start a bigger move. It's going to take some time. Options could work here. Options could work here. But at any rate, this low right here, there's technical backing behind this low, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the technical backing. What that's going to mean is I'm going to kind of hide, some of the history and some of the future here. If I tag this low right here, just to kind of point out where I'm going to, I'm going to tag that low right there, work our way up to this high right here. I'm going to get as close as I can, pretty close. We came back to the 382, which is a high probability pullback for a wave 4. Okay, so we hit that. We also hit it on the S&P, just if you're not paying attention. We hit that on the S&P also, which is why I started to get a little bullish when we hit that zone, even though this was a pretty steep sell-off right here. Same thing with the S&P, that was a steep sell-off. But we showed some corrective moves and less momentum pushing down, right? If we were in an extremely bearish scenario, we would have seen this as a 1, A, B, C into a 2. We should have seen a steep sell-off or a steeper sell-off to take us back down under 10. That didn't happen, okay? We had the rug pull, right? So when I say the rug pull, we had obvious support was right here. Okay, that was obvious support. We had the rug pull from there. We came down, but we rebounded. Okay, now we're at new resistance, trying to push up and through that guy, but this rug pull got bought up. Okay, it didn't accelerate. We didn't do a bearish throwback. We pushed back up above the resistance, and actually, in case you didn't notice, we actually reclaimed it as support right here. So we have support, support, support. We had some resistance, we fell, we came back up, and that's support, and then we bounced up and out of it. All right, so that's also something that that you all need to be paying attention to. Even if my fib pull is wrong, even if this is not the wave 2 here, even if the wave 2 is down here, watch this, it actually looks even better. If I pull this guy down to this dominant pivot, I mean, we just ticked that 382. I mean, it looked so good. That guy right there, look, boom, and bought up. Okay, so even if my count is wrong, fundamentally, and this is the 2 right here, maybe we have a little ABC here, and this is not the A, and this is the 2, I actually think that count would be better. Now, I do prefer this count. That's the one thing that you know, that naysayers on Elliott Wave will probably say is, well, your count's wrong. Well, you know, there are many counts, but this is where I think we are. We hit the 382, which means the algo target, just for the record, our algo target is going to be 13.7. 13.7. All right. Potentially we get up a little further than that. I could totally see us getting up further than that. But, you know, if we measure, again, we use this kind of stuff all the time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this wave 1 off of the wave 2. This wave 1, I'm going to project it from the bottom of where we've hit here, assuming that is the technical pivot. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom of the 2, and you can look left to see where I'm grabbing this from. Bottom of the 2, going all the way up here to the top of the 1 right there, and I'm going to project this up right here from the bottom of this wave right there. All right, so what do we have? We have the 100 sitting here at 13,000, okay? So potentially still upside, potentially still a new high. Get up here to 12,950, 13,569. I would be surprised if we got up to 15,000. 15,000, I can see that maybe being for this guy up here, all the way up to 15K, but now we're talking like next year, potentially. That's assuming that we maintain the bullishness. But one way or another, I can see us coming to 13.7, 13.569, 13.7. Maybe we get up, you know, to 14K. 14K is my target. All right. I do believe that that we'll hit 14K. Now, how do I know when I'm wrong? How do I know when I'm wrong? Well, I think I'm wrong if we break down below 10.5. Below 10.5, I think at that point I'm wrong. If I take a look down here, all right, so let's just take a look at just this correction right here. If I take a look at this guy and I look at 10,500, that's going to be about right here in this area, right? So we'll put that guy right there. That's where I think I'm wrong. If we break down below that, so right now we're kind of, you know, creating some support. I think we're in a little bit of an impulse. Okay, so we should be seeing this as support, actually. This would be the first sign of weakness. If we break down below that guy, I think that that's going to be our first sign of weakness. So let's just go ahead and label it. Let's just keep that on here. All right, so actually let's go ahead and just label this and this guy right here. So just so that we're clear on how do we know when we're wrong. Well, the first sign of weakness is going to be a break of this support right here, which we have had. That's going to be our first sign of, this is our first support. All right, that guy right there, first support zone. Then invalidation, let's talk about invalidation. That's going to be at about 10.5, which is going to be about, we're right there, about, yeah, 10.499, yeah, 10.5. That's going to be our invalidation. All right, so if we start closing candles below 10.9, 10.925, then I think that we have our first sign of weakness. Ultimately, this pivot is pretty important, but this guy right here should be support now. Should be support now. And then right here, this is invalidation. So wave 4, again, I'm saying that this is the completion of wave 4, and I do not believe that we're going to break down below 10.5. Now, if we break down below 10.925, then I might start to worry a little bit. Okay. Ultimately, I'd still think that the upside target is going to be intact somewhere between 10.5 and 14. Sorry, 13.5 and 14 for NASDAQ. That's where I think it's going to go. And I have laid out the reasoning why I believe that. I've laid out our roadmap on how we get there. Okay. We've seen the technical pivot here at the 382, which means our target technically is 13.7. I'll probably take some off the table at 13.7. Ultimately, I do think we get up to 14. And from there, we will reevaluate. I'm not going to I'm not going to humor any further counts until we are able to reach new highs at 13.5 to 14. Once we get there, then we'll come back and reevaluate. But this is where I think we're going right now. All right, guys, that's it for right now. Hopefully this helped you guys out. If it did, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And if you want access to our Discord and you're not a member of the Discord, just throw a comment in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. And of course, as always, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, and a good